we are just kind of walking around the truck camper rally here, taking in the view, looking at some of the truck campers around here. There's supposed to be a open house today, so if you want to take a walk around and look at people's truck campers, if the door's open, you're supposed to be able to go on in and take a look.
Right, yeah, that's always the bike ride with vans. It's just a truck van's a van.
That would be so much easier.
Yes.
Incidentally, today's guest hosts on the show are Paul,
Parts,
Northwest
everything.
Van Man, and Dalton, the world-famous West Coast roller.
Hey,
Eh?
I kind of think I got like way down here. I mean, I know he's taller than me.
Well, yeah, see, this is what we're up against here.
That's what we're up against here.
Yeah, we got Dalton and Paul. We got the extremes. Only their mother can tell them apart.
Yeah. Only. Yeah. Only the.
Okay, so we are just going to take a quick technical note here. These taillights, the owner was replacing all his lights with LEDs, and when he replaced them all with LEDs, he noticed that his transmission was acting up, not shifting properly. So he had it researched and found out that the transmission on this truck, 97 F-250, has to have a resistance in the taillights, otherwise the transmission will not work properly. And I do not know why they would design something that way, but he pulled out one of the LEDs and put a incandescent standard light bulb back in there, and that gave him the resistance. And I noticed funny things when I switched my 2000 F-250 to LED lights. The blinker speed went way up. So it's kind of funny how things like this, one system can affect another. I know there are things that affect your instrument cluster. If your pumpkin sensor goes out, it will make your instrument cluster not work. And there's other things too. So it's just funny how they design the electronic systems to work interdependently, because it makes it hard to trace, and it's just not necessary to make one system cause trouble in another. Okay, so let's get back to our group. We're talking about Baja.
All you can do is hold the bank holds the title. They wanted to hold the title. Yeah, our attorney said that's the better way.
To let the bank hold the title?
No, for us,
Okay.
we formed a Mexican corporation.
Oh.
They keep the title.
So not you, but your corporation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're still not letting you personally, but
Exactly.
indirectly you
Right.
control
Indirectly,
it. Yeah.
There's Portecinos there, so we're just above that up in this area right here.
Oh, that's nice.
But this San Felipe, if you haven't been down, that's a fun little town to go to right off the bat. It's only
So
120 miles from the border.
there's Ensenada's right at the top, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ensenada,
yeah,
just
up
the
over
other
on
side,
right.
there.
So that's the limit of my Baja experience.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I went there, it stank to high heaven of a fish factory or something.
Yeah, and it's crowded.
Yeah,
There's like
yeah.
1 million people in Ensenada. So yeah, you want to come down this side, and it's much nicer right through here.
You know, my other fond memory in Tijuana was we went to a meat market, and my brother wants to get a steak, and so the butcher goes over to the window, brushes the flies off, grabs the steak.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Sounds about right. Hey, when it doesn't kill you, makes you stronger though.
Yeah. Well,
That'll boost your
I can't remember what I had for dinner that night.
It wasn't steak.
It wasn't steak.
If you drink enough, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then you get to go to heaven.
Yeah, right.
Yep. See, read this.
You see that?
Yeah, Mexican proverb.
Old Mexican proverb. Yeah.
So does this
Should probably get close enough so that people can read it.
Just goes up.
It just goes up and seals.
Doesn't need a seal or nothing.
Well, the seal.
So there you
is,
go. Never was there a truer
right inside.
statement.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
What is that, half inch? half-inch weather strip foam, or 3/8?
You know, I think that was half inch.
Yeah.
Remember,
Yeah.
it's been a while.
Yeah. It works.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
half inch.
I like it. That's, you know, that's a good tight fit. And then this strap here, I assume, is like if you need to level adjust things.
Well, my brother-in-law is pretty heavy, so
Oh.
I do this for extra security.
Okay. You know, so I do. I frequently have to kick my brother's ass for referring to me as heavy.
Oh boy, we don't want to start that. I'd be getting my ass kicked all the time.
Yeah, so that brings back the old, he ain't heavy, he's my brother.
That's right. Yeah.
So how does this actually stay up?
So I have latches. You can't see them from here. You can kind of see this one, but they're an over center latch on each side that hooks onto these right here.
Oh, okay.
So the winch pulls it closed,
Oh, okay.
and then once it gets within a couple inches, I can latch on with these over center latches, and you just
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Oh, no. Seattle, all over the place.
Those are my northern cousins.
Yeah.
I seen. I think it was Canadian flag on the other side. Is that
Oh,
what I seen
yeah.
there?
Well,
Oh, okay,
this-
okay.
yeah,
That's right.
This
Okay.
is National. Let's see, National Association Truck
look at
Campers
the
of
reading.
America.
Oh, okay.
But it also includes Canada, and that's why we have.
States and Canada.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Go deal.
Yeah. Boy, that wind's picking up.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like that.
I thought it was supposed to be a little.
Yeah, this is nice.
You got to see the
Oh
outside.
yeah. Well, we can walk in it if you guys want to see the inside. It's
Sure.
a little still under construction, but
Well, that's the fun part.
I don't think it'll ever be done. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'll put you in there.
You know, one day the Roadrunner caught the coyote, and then he had nothing to do.
That's
so
right.
You don't want
We
to.
don't want that.
No, sir.
Yeah, put a swivel on that front seat.
Yeah.
That part of your living room.
Yeah, plenty of room, plenty of tall up in here.
Good
So,
order. You got a
good height.
shine
Got all
order.
the birch plywood in here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just finished that. I still got to do the corner pieces all around, but that and carpet, and I'll be
Okay.
about done. In
Hey,
here.
you know, hey, now I'm hoping you guys can handle all this coolness, but you're in the presence of two Jeffs now.
Oh,
Yes.
that's right.
Yes.
Hey,
They're
so,
looking
I'll
shocked at me.
I'll try not to, trip over my tongue.
yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so slide out fridge.
No,
Yeah, this one, this just slides out.
Oh,
That's
cool.
that 90 quart. It can be freezer, fridge, or
Sure.
fridge, freezer.
Right.
What
Super-
brand? What brand
It's
is
made
that?
by Winter.
Yeah, I was gonna
Winter?
say it looks like a winter.
Yeah, and it's super efficient.
Okay.
I went to 2 lithium batteries this year, and so I can
Is that 200 or 400 amp hours?
200. Or they're 100 amp batteries. So I only
Okay,
got
okay.
200, but I got 360 watts of solar.
Okay.
But shoot, by 10 in the morning, I'm 100% charged, and I run my smart TV, the fridge, and whatever else. We went to a instant water heater.
Hey, now let me guess. Is this section of countertop an old sign?
No,
No?
it was an old trailer.
Okay.
It was the siding for a drag boat trailer
Okay.
that my buddy built. He had an extra sheet, and I got a little chunk of it.
Okay.
That's why
Yeah.
the white's on there.
Because I had to rebuild my front right jack on the truck camper, and I used an old road sign,
Yeah.
but just like this.
Yeah.
Just like this. Very heavy and strong.
Yeah, super thick.
So what do you use for heat?
So right down by your feet is one of those catalytic heaters there.
Oh, yeah.
Super efficient.
Mm-hmm.
So my only propane tank's that little guy there. I'm on it. I've been on it for 2 years now, and I've not run out yet.
Sure.
Got my batteries at the bottom.
Oh, surely you've refilled it in 2 years.
Nope.
Really?
No, have not filled it in 2 years.
Wow.
Because that water heater uses almost nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only thing we use it for, a little Coleman stove here,
Okay.
and just the instant water heater, and that's
Mm-hmm.
it.
Well, that's
So-
pretty cool.
Our claim to fame for super efficient showers is if you look inside there, look in and look at that plastic tub. See that 1 gallon clear tub up there? Look up to the right. Now inside right here, looking in to the right.
Is that fishing rods up here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
See,
this
see
thing?
that plastic tub
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
thermometer in it?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, and a little submersible pump. So
Oh.
I turn on my instant water heater. I got a hot and cold valve.
Oh, there you go.
because the shower used to be over here, but it pumps in anywhere.
So we
from
got a nice big
3/4 to
cutout
1
here.
gallon of
Pull out the
water,
rear window and
10 degrees.
fill it in.
Pumps out of there
Nice.
into that blue shower head. And if there's any water left over, I drain it into that hose, which runs back down into the holding freshwater tank.
Okay.
So we can shower on a gallon or less, my wife and I, it's a gallon each.
Right.
And if there's anything left, nothing goes to waste. Goes
Right,
back in the tank,
right. Perfect.
reused again. So
Well, I need to have you guys come over to my truck camper and organize a lot of organization.
You better
Let
set
me
aside
see
a
the,
week.
let me peek in here real quick, excuse me, sir.
Nice little floor plan.
Yeah, see, I just put in a new Thetford here, and that
thinking,
step
if I did one
flush
like this,
sticks, if you push it down too far, the flap sticks open, and so then of all things, you have to reach in to pull the flap
Ooh,
back
that's
out,
not good.
and then wash your hands.
yeah, yeah.
But is this a kit basin?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
So under that,
Yeah.
half of it fits a 7-gallon tank.
sure.
And
Okay.
with regular pull valve
Okay.
fittings, so I can dump it.
Oh boy, you had to get a low boy toilet for that rise, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what it's for, is
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a rise toilet on
Yeah.
the floor.
Yeah, because I had to get a 14-inch one. I just put it in, and
Okay.
so. But this looks like 12 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, this
And
is
it
lower
actually
than mine.
comes, it's made for that floor.
Uh-huh.
And
Is it a Thetford or a different brand?
I think it's a Thetford.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably out.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. And then you're okay. And so you're just plumbed in over to your hot water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
way we don't waste any water. We know
Sure.
what we're using.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it works good.
Yeah.
20, actually.
But, pretty basic. Everything's exposed. My deal was lightweight, right?
Mhm.
These are just Home Depot cabinets made out of plastic.
Oh,
They
yeah,
incorporated them
Yeah.
in. All Home Depot shelving with everything exposed. It looks cluttered, but it's easy to use and it's lightweight.
Yeah. This is those racks that you buy down
Yeah.
there, just the shelf
Yeah,
of it.
you had some poles that
Yep.
go through.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Those racks are good.
I had thought about
Oh,
getting
yeah.
the roll-away toolboxes and then taking the rollers off and just mounting them
Yeah.
to the floor.
I've seen people do
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
But this, this works. What I
Lightweight.
liked about the toolbox is that they have the nice rolling
Yeah.
slides, but this is shallower, so
Yeah, yeah.
it gives you a little more walking space.
And the other thing about exposure is we go to Mexico a lot. We
Sure.
have a house down there, so when we
Okay.
cross the border and they do their inspections,
You
they
wanna
can
make
just
sure
look.
you can see everything.
Right, right.
I tell you, my band, I would have to. I got under the bed, in spots.
Yeah.
I'd have to go through that thing with a fine-tooth comb because guns and little
Oh, yeah?
ammo. I'd have to go through that
Yeah.
thing with a metal detector
Yeah.
and have someone else come back through it again.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny, the Mexicans would always want to look inside this.
Right.
What is this, right?
Yeah, yeah,
so we
yeah.
put the baño sign on it. They
Oh.
never
Oh, they
open
know.
it.
Oh, that's good.
They never open it.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. And if there's you ever want to smuggle anything down there where you don't want them looking, because you can only take so much beer. And,
Wait, let me turn the camera off.
Oh
here.
yeah, turn that off. You put your wife's underwear on top of any of these, they won't touch it.
Oh,
They see
okay.
that, they're like, oh, okay.
No,
Yeah.
I think if I put my underwear, they wouldn't touch it either.
Yes, exactly.
Well, they might touch it with a long finger.
Yeah, they get one of those extender reaches.
Yeah.
So what truck are you? Are you on a 350?
No, this
550?
was a 250,
250?
heavy duty,
Okay.
3/4 ton diesel,
Uh-huh.
7.3 liter. When I bought the box, it came with the frame rails that bolt to your frame rails. So
Okay.
it's like double frame rail.
right.
Then I beefed up, added airbags into it
Right.
for suspension,
Right.
and put 4-wheel disc brakes on it.
Okay.
And yeah, other than that, it's pretty well stocked,
Okay.
7.3.
Yeah, because they came with the front disc but rear drum, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, my 93 still got real.
Yeah, well, that's my brother. He's got a 97, and
That's
he's
what
got
this
the rear.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's got he's got his fixed up nicely. Turbo PowerStroke diesel, and
Yep.
just had the pleasure of putting in a couple $1,000 of injectors.
Oh,
Runs like a top.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had to put a fuel pump in a couple years ago. So
Yeah, yeah.
I know that one.
Has your cam position sensor gone out on you
It
yet?
has not.
No?
But you're
Okay.
the second guy to tell me
Okay.
to watch out for
You
me.
might
Yeah.
want to have one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
have a spare.
seriously, and they're, I guess it's like right on top of the engine, easy to replace.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just if it goes, you're out.
You're in
better
trouble.
have it.
You're SOL.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
have it.
Another guy told me crankshaft position sensor. Have a spare one of those too.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
Can't have too much.
All those little
spares.
sensors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. So our air conditioner here is hidden behind this, and it's just a window AC 5000 hidden in the box in the front. So
Sure.
you can't see it from the front.
Okay.
There's storage all
That's
up
what
in
I
there.
was thinking. I was looking more like, some of the box fans.
Yeah.
And I always thought, you saw that there. That's perfect. Cut the hole.
Yeah.
And you could put some sort of. I even thought, I saw a guy did like a boat hatch.
Oh.
Just
Mhm.
totally waterproof. Flip it down. And he had it so it slid in because he had it in a transit. And he had it like sort of slide. It slide. It was inside, so the outside was totally flat.
Right.
And then he just opened the thing up and shove it out. And
Interesting. Yeah, I put a screen through the front of mine
Right.
so it ventilates.
that's what I
it.
was thinking. Just like that.
Yeah, it works good. I've got inverter plumbed here and there, and then
Right.
shore power. So I just plug it in that, turn on the inverter, and
Yeah.
I can run. Well, it'll run all day with solar, no problem. I can run the AC without
Right.
running their generator.
Well, that's a nice thing about the smaller ones.
Yeah.
When you get into the RV
only 3
ones,
amps.
those things ain't gonna.
Oh, that's
3
yeah.
amps is.
Yeah, because I've got a roof AC, and right now I've only got a 600 watt inverter, and that's nowhere near enough to run
Yeah,
it. No, no.
It'd just go poof.
But I've got the 400 amp hours of battery and 700 solar, so
Oh, good.
I should be able to run it.
Yeah.
But
It's like I told someone the other day, they were talking about that, it's like, you can have, 1,000 watts of solar on your roof, and you can have 1,000 watts of or 1,000 amps of batteries, but you have to have an inverter that can transfer the power,
Yeah.
Otherwise it ain't
Yeah,
gonna do nothing.
yeah,
Those
yeah.
go, boom.
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, my
Yeah.
problem is I want the Victron 3000 inverter charger, but it's so darn big that there's there's nowhere
running
room,
out of space.
Yeah.
nowhere
All
left.
sorts of other crap in the shit in the counters,
Yeah,
Like that thing.
space is an issue, and this one has afforded us a little bit more.
I love the hinges
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
on here.
yeah.
Just how robust it is.
Yeah.
It's built
Oh, yeah.
really robust.
Well, this is solid. I mean, I'm not going to jump up and down, but
Yeah, exactly. That's
this is very, very solid. Well, I twisted in the loop.
Okay.
You don't realize, kind of
Yeah.
And then this side here is, yeah, this is your leveling side, I presume.
Try to put it on the one wall.
And so we just have the
Yeah, that was like
rubber industrial
and I'm like bending this thing.
flooring under this
Holding this
with
whole thing, got my leg
palm
down.
carpet over it.
I'm holding on to a drill, trying to put one damn screw
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
And it took about an hour and a lot of blood. That's been a real viral video there.
Oh yeah.
Well, with a lot of beep.
Yeah.
Paul, did you step on the deck yet?
No.
Very solid. I am very
Yeah,
impressed
really
with that.
solid.
No bounce or anything.
So that'll go all the way to the ground. If you wanted to, originally I would put motorcycles in.
Right.
I got tie downs under the carpet and everything. Then my wife started adding stuff, and now we ran out of room. So now it became a patio.
Okay.
And
Well, that works.
with the awning, and it works actually. We
Yeah,
can
yeah.
back out over a river or the Sea of Cortez, and
Mhm.
it's a perfect spot.
Oh, yes.
We air down the tires, we can go down the beach, and
Yeah.
so
Well, I
we're
know.
happy. That's great.
My
We're
wife
happy.
retires next year, so perhaps we will hit up some of Mexico.
Yeah, it's beautiful down
Oh
there.
yeah. Now, what are your
Spend a
tires?
year in Mexico, or how many months a year do you spend in Mexico?
About 6.
About 6. Okay.
Yeah, 6 there, and then 6 up in the mountains in California.
Oh, nice. Nice. That works pretty
But
good.
yeah, that's where the AC. So that screen covers the.
Oh, okay.
So it ventilates out of there.
Right.
And then we got a little more solar on there. And then I can, that hinge is open, so I got storage on both sides of the AC unit.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Store a lot of crap up there.
Then what are your tires and rims? What's up with these?
So those are not a real beadlock, they're a fake beadlock. The tires, I blew a tire in Brawley last year and couldn't buy just one tire. So I ended up having to buy a whole set. I've never used them before, but they seem like they're a decent tire. Patagonia, I'd never heard of them, but it was all he had.
Load range E's, I presume.
Yeah, I think so. I have to look again, I don't remember. But yeah, I'm happy with those. We air down. Normally I run about 55, 60 pounds in them, but when we go off-road, I'll lower them down to around 20.
So this was a dually when you bought it?
No.
No, okay.
Extra cab, long bed, single, but it's got the 410 gear ratio in it, luckily, so it had a low gear ratio. And really, the stock tires were not that much smaller. They were they're about probably right in here. So these are just a little bit oversized.
No one's ever raised a stink about putting a flare on there?
No. But I do have a big shield for my tow vehicle to keep me from breaking the windshield from the back.
You can tell people that.
So what you got here?
The ones you have or whatever they've
So you got the Warren winch or what brand?
No, that's actually just one of those Harbor Freight.
Oh, okay. How many times has it saved you?
Not once.
Not once.
This thing does so good off road. And I've got track boards also.
Yeah.
But nope, I have not had to use it. Knock on wood.
Looks like the Dorf emblem fell out.
You know what? At one time I was having transmission temperature problems and I wanted more air to get through there. So I took the emblem out.
That tiny bit.
And I cut, back in here there was plastic that overlapped. I cut everything out to open up the holes just to get more air through it. I cut these were much smaller holes. I cut these bigger and it cooled the transmission
Well,
down.
so you've got a big tranny cooler here.
Well, there's an intercooler for the turbo.
Oh, okay, that's your intercooler. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, because my truck, I've got like a small transmission cooler and a small oil cooler. It's a gas. I don't get the pleasure of an intercooler. Then I got the condenser and the radiator, which you've gotten. Is your radiator like a 3-core, 4-core, 1-core?
It's at least a 3.
Yeah.
Is it a top tank?
No. Let me pop the hood.
Yeah, because Paul, he's got a 460 in his van.
It's a monster.
Yeah, Paul has a 460 and he just had his modified to a 4-core.
Here. There you go. Oh, here's a plastic tank. Okay.
So when my kid crashed it, it busted that, it busted the intercooler and all that. So I had to replace all that stuff, water pump. From the water pump forward, I had to replace.
Right. Now mine's a 93 with a 460, and it's all metal.
Okay.
And it's a came with a 3-core, but what I did was I kept buying these cheap, well, not really cheap, but it's, a Spectra or whatever. And it's like a, metal and 3-core, but they're just junk. I mean, one after another. I mean, it barely make it through the year warranty. And so finally, I took the last one. It wasn't that old, and it had already been repaired once, and was starting to. Everything else was starting to fall apart on the damn thing. I took it to a guy that a buddy of mine knew up in Burlington in Washington, and he looked at it, and my buddy said, "Yeah, it ain't the cheapest, but you won't be buying another one ever again." So I said, "Okay." So I go up, and we looked at it, and he said, "Okay, well, I can do." What he basically did was took my tanks off, and what was in the middle went in the trash can where it belonged. And so then he looked at his book, and he goes, "Okay, I can get you another 3-core for about this, or I can get you an actual 4-core, which is like what they put in the big Class C motorhomes." And it was only like $150 more. So
And your tanks fit the 4-core.
The only thing I was worried about, I mean, the tanks had, had the room. I was worried about the fan, because And I was like, oh, after I did this, I was like, shit, I hope that damn thing, because he's already making it, you know?
Yeah.
So I get it, and I put it in there, and I'm like, looking at it, and it was all right. It was closer, but it still had room.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? But yeah, that thing, I'll tell you what, now it's like, well, I replaced the thermostat, radiator, fan clutch, I mean, everything. And used to be on your gauge, you got cold and then a little space, and then it got normal from like here to here. When I'd go up over Siskiyou,
Yeah.
I would be up at about the A.
Yeah, yeah.
And it come right back down, but now it goes up to about the O. It never goes anything above the O, and then, you know.
Nice.
So I'm like, well, I guess it was worth I'm almost embarrassed to tell anybody what I paid for doing.
Do you have the Banks kit?
Yeah, it's got the banks.
So that's the intercooler and the plumbing
and
and
the
all-
chip
yeah.
and all that. That was all done by the original owner. And but I tell you, this green belt, gator belts, after the crash, I could not keep a stock belt on this thing.
No?
It kept shredding them.
Oh, yeah.
Something must be out
Out
of
of
line or
kink,
whatever.
yeah.
A guy told me about these, and they're like $80 a piece. They're
Yeah.
expensive, but they last. So
Huh.
I keep a spare with
Yeah,
me down
yeah.
here.
Well, I've
And
got
that's
a.
all I ever buy anymore.
Yeah, I had mine turned to spaghetti and had to unravel that out of all over the place.
Yes.
And I bought the Napa heavy duty one, and so far so good, no problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, my brother will be kind of jealous because he's got this exact setup minus the Banks and intercooler.
Yeah, it's been a good, dependable rig, and you know, and I've got the gauges, so I watch I drive it by the EGT gauge,
Right.
and so I don't because they told me with a chip in it, you can overload these things and burn them up. So
Oh, yeah.
I always keep it at 850 degrees or less. So if I'm going up a hill and it starts to climb over 850, I downshift it and creep over if I have to.
Right.
You know?
Paul is constantly watching his temperature too.
Not
I think it's by
anymore. Not
habit.
anymore. Not
Yeah,
anymore. Well,
yeah.
it's like I was.
Well, you watch it with
every
pride.
time
now.
I would leave the van or come back to the van, like I'd get out, you know, or I'd be coming back. It's always look for the week, you know.
Yeah.
So even though, you know, I've been checking it for, you know, since I did all that, it's just a habit. I mean, I couldn't even stop it if I wanted to, but I
Well,
look.
you know, the engine temperature gauge never moves. It always stays right. Even if I'm running this thing at 850 or 550, that gauge of engine temp does not move.
Well,
that EGT
those
sure
things, those gauges, that whole thing is like just a circuit board. And those things it's not an accurate temperature. It's just like a resistance in there. And I've seen some of them. It's
Your
like
dogs,
it always
you
went
don't
like
have an
that, you know.
intercooler, do you?
Never went anywhere
Yes,
else.
it
It's
is.
like, I
It
don't
is
care if you're
Okay.
climbing up.